More Jessica, please, for a little bit of everything.
Hi everybody, welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica with More Jessica Please for a little bit of everything. With that everything, today we'll be cooking. What are we cooking? Pot roast. We are making pot roast. So FYI, this video is a part of a series. I am making mac and cheese, collard greens, candy yams / sweet potatoes, and pot roast. So if you're interested in any of those three other things, check out my other videos. But this one's about the pot roast. My pot roast recipe is fairly simple. I'm actually trying some new things with this one. Bear with me. So we are going to make that. Just one disclaimer, a lot of people with their pot roast, they'll add in potatoes with it. It's a part of their meal. I'm not adding potatoes into mine because I just told you I'm making candy yams, mac and cheese, and greens. I don't need any potatoes. But if you want potatoes, that's your thing. So come on, hang out, and I'll show you our star players, our key ingredients, and we'll get cooking. I'm going to run through this fairly quickly. Of course, we have our pot roast. I bought it from Joel Osco. There we are. You know, a little amazing for roasting. Great, because that's what we're about to do, pot roast. So we're going to roast it in a crock pot. But anywho, we have our carrots. Gonna chop these up, great for flavor. We have celery, also great for flavor, chopped up. We have an onion. I'm gonna leave this kind of whole. I don't like onion, but the flavor is good for pot roast, so we'll just put this in there. Then we have olive oil, garlic powder, top came off, seasoning salt, black pepper. This, you can use it, you cannot. It's just a steak seasoning. It's good for red meat. We'll put that in here. Now these are two new items. So these are peppers. Most grocery stores have them. I'll cut them up and remove the seeds, add some of those in there for seasoning, and then some bay leaves. You know what, I may add some thyme in here too. So let's get started. Alright, so we have our cutting board. I just rinsed it off, it's a little too wet. All of our veggies. Let's start with our carrots. They've all been rinsed off too, that's why they're also wet. But I have my knife. I'm just going to chop up some carrots. Actually, I'm not going to use all of these. I may end up making carrot sticks. But yada yada yada. Take a carrot. You can peel it with a potato peeler if you want to get some of that excess off. I'm just going to run my knife past it really quickly. Doesn't really bother me, but you know, just in case. You know, you can peel it a little bit or you can just let it be. But take my carrot and I am just going to make some circles. So we'll do that for all 3 carrots and then add them in. And yes, you hear a splash. I've added some water into my crock pot. The pot roast will make its own juice, but to kind of help those flavors get around a little faster, I fill it up maybe 1/4 of a way, a little under half, with water to begin. So we'll put all our carrots and our celery and our onion and our peppers and our bay leaves in here for the beginning. So then we're going to add in some celery. Just cutting off some stalks here. Again, this has already been rinsed. See it better if I cut this way. It's a little awkward. I'm gonna go back this way. But yeah, I'm just chopping this up in kind of large pieces because I personally don't plan to eat this. If somebody else wants it, they can go for it.
Same old, just like our carrot, going through, chopping it all up, and then you guessed it, adding it right into our crock pot. Gonna get those flavors nice and good. Speaking of flavor, what better for an onion? Fun fact, I don't really like onion, but I know they give good flavor, so let's go ahead and use it. Peeling off the skin, whatever it's called, the shell, the skin, and then we're just gonna cut this in half and pop it on in. Again, I'm not going to eat it, it's just for flavor, so it can be nice and chunky in there. Moving on to our peppers, just popping them out. And I'll actually cut these open and remove the seeds. The seeds hold all the heat, and I'm honestly not trying to make this dish that hot. So we'll go ahead and we'll rinse those seeds out, and then we'll rip up this pepper, and you guessed it, adding it into that crock pot. Ready to rock and roll for the key player. the meat. So I just added some parchment paper down on my cutting board, trying to do some type of barrier between the red meat juice and everything else. But that's why I saved the meat for last. By going ahead and tenderizing it with a fork, you can actually use a meat tenderizer, which looks like a really big hammer. But I'm just rocking with this fork for today. I actually prefer a fork because it puts the holes in the meat. So yes, it tenderizes it, breaking up the fat, allowing for the flavors to move around. But since I'm adding seasoning in, these holes give me an opportunity to really push those seasonings down into the flesh of this pot roast. We want to taste it with every bite, you know? So I'll season both sides and then pop it on in. Topping this off with bay leaves and olive oil, we're ready to get cooking. Checking in on our pot roast, which is pretty much at its 4-hour mark. See, our chilies are nice and red. The onions are so tender, they're falling apart. Here's our pot roast. Look at a little view of it. I'm gonna flip this a little bit and let him continue to cook. I mean, this is the beauty of a crock pot. You just put it in, hours later, it's ready to go. Not much attention needed. But after about 4.5 hours, I went ahead and popped it out. So normally, maybe I'll let it cook for 6, really low. But I was on a time schedule here, and homegirl was hungry. So I just grabbed it and took all the veggies out of the pan as well. Y'all, it was fogging up the screen. It was real hot. But took all the veggies out and added in some broth. That way it can continue to soak up that flavor as I got the rest of dinner ready. But look at our finished product. It was so amazing, so flavorful. Here we are, nice and plated. And if you like what you see here, please feel free to check out my channel. You'll find the videos for the collard greens, candy yams, and mac and cheese. Yum! But that's all for today, you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it fun and helpful. Please utilize the comment section with any questions you may have. And finally, please subscribe to my channel. Let's keep hanging out. Thank you. Have a great day.